Over the last 18 months, Mercedes have struggled to understand ground effect F1 cars. Mercedes spent most of last year trying to correct their development mistakes, with James Allison tasked with addressing their wayward trajectory. After a tricky start to 2024, the team's progress is clear, and more upgrades are set to arrive on the W15. Thanks to these earlier upgrade packages, the Brackley-based team can be credited with a front-running car. However, perhaps the most encouraging thing for Toto Wolff and his drivers is that further reinforcements are on the way. Mercedes, now a sizzling hot topic in the paddock, has clinched 2 consecutive wins and shows no signs of slowing down. Hamilton and Russell, brimming with confidence, alongside Mercedes' tech guru Allison, has hinted at an imminent reveal of 2 fiercely competitive W15s for upcoming races before the summer break. As mid-season developments narrow the gap between the leading teams, the burning question remains: can Mercedes outmaneuver Red Bull and McLaren to clinch victory in Hungary? With a fresh pace-based victory under Hamilton belt, Mercedes is gearing up to introduce the next wave of performance updates at Budapest and Spa before the summer break. Toto Wolff confirmed this exciting development following Hamilton's triumphant win at Silverstone, stating, "There's more to come in terms of performance. We're bringing updates to Budapest and Spa." According to Formula One, the Budapest upgrade package will include new components focused on the underfloor, addressing the W15's current deficit in peak downforce compared to Red Bull and McLaren. These enhancements aim to boost the car's through-corner performance, potentially putting the W15 on par with McLaren from a performance standpoint. One crucial point to note is that the RB20 no longer holds the title of the best car on the grid. Despite Max Verstappen extending his lead in the Drivers' Championship over Lando Norris, it's evident that Red Bull can't easily dominate races as they have in the past seasons. Meanwhile, Mercedes' development trajectory looks increasingly promising with each passing weekend. James Allison, the team's technical mastermind, has been receiving widespread acclaim from both his team and fans for his pivotal role in Mercedes' resurgence. Back in Bahrain, it was apparent that Mercedes had stumbled in their winter development, setting them up for a season battling in the midfield alongside Aston Martin and Haas. Fast forward to 2 races before the summer break, and we now see Mercedes boasting back-to-back race wins, a feat not achieved since their 2021 glory days. Examining the pace details from last week's British GP, it's clear that Hamilton's Mercedes averaged a 10th faster per lap compared to the second fastest car, Norris's McLaren, in both dry and wet conditions. Sure, some might argue that Verstappen was conserving his tyres, as advised by his race engineer, due to the incoming rain and the strategy to extend his stint. However, the reality was that Verstappen couldn't mount a comeback on the medium tyres like the McLaren drivers did, highlighting the RB20 struggle on the C2 compound. The silver lining for Mercedes is their relentless pursuit of improvement. James Allison, ecstatic about the W15's recent advancements, is eager to push the limits further. The W15, having cracked the code that eluded them for the past 2.5 years, is now capable of securing poles and winning races on pure pace. Allison is set to harness even more performance in the upcoming races, promising an exciting future for Mercedes. A few weeks ago, Mercedes' technical director revealed their ambitious mid-season development plan, introducing new parts at every race weekend. So far, the team has adhered to this strategy, consistently bringing fresh components, whether they are track-specific tweaks or performance upgrades. Discussing the W15's development trajectory for the upcoming weeks, James Allison remarked, "This is more of an 'oh god, how could we have been so dumb' type moment where you see the path forward and you should have seen it sooner. I know what we've got coming, and I also know what we are planning to further improve the car." Despite not making a significant leap compared to their rivals recently, the Silver Arrows have showcased why they were dominant for nearly a decade and continue to uphold their high standards. Operational errors that frequently plague McLaren are absent at Mercedes and Red Bull. Verstappen's recovery to P2 was a strategically driven result, largely thanks to the brilliance of Hannah Schmitz's timely strategic maneuvers. Hamilton's decision to pit a lap before Norris secured his path to an easy race win. These strategic and operational advantages underline the precision required to compete for championships. The effectiveness of Mercedes' latest upgrade package at Hungary remains to be seen. If the team can avoid the pitfalls currently besetting Ferrari, there's every reason to expect more victories from the Silver Arrows. This year's W15 represents a new aerodynamic philosophy for the team, promising an exciting future ahead. Mercedes has undeniably reclaimed its spot as a consistent podium contender. Despite their initial doubts about securing a race victory on sheer speed at Silverstone, the sight of both Russell and Hamilton dominating the front row, with Hamilton transforming his strong start into a historic Grand Prix win, signals the Silver Arrow's formidable return to the fray. Russell's unfortunate DNF, caused by a cooling system failure on his W15, cast a shadow over what could have been a stellar weekend for Mercedes in the Constructors' Championship race. However, this hiccup doesn't diminish the team's bright prospects, especially with a reinvigorated Hamilton at the helm. Having endured 2 challenging seasons marked by car philosophy, changes, painful bouncing, and missed chances, Hamilton's renewed drive promises a thrilling campaign ahead for Mercedes. Reflecting on his remarkable victory at Silverstone, Hamilton couldn't hold back his tears. "I can't stop crying. It's been since 2021, just every day getting up and trying to fight, to train, to put my mind to the task and work as hard as I can with this amazing team. This is my last race here at the British Grand Prix with this team, so I wanted to win it so much for them because I love them. I appreciate them so much for all the hard work they've been putting in all of these years. I'm forever grateful to everyone on this team, everyone at Mercedes, and all of our partners," he shared, brimming with gratitude. Hamilton expressed his admiration for the strides his team has made with mid-season developments, emphasizing the transformation of the W15 from a midfield car to a regular podium contender. He stated, "Everywhere it's just better. Everywhere from Bahrain, for example, the car felt terrible. The progress that we've made in terms of dialing and fine-tuning the car to optimize the aero package. This team has never struggled to add performance, but where particularly they put that performance has always been with this generation of car has been a big question, and where we're getting the downforce from. But now they've done an amazing job. The engineers back at the factory will definitely take it today. These guys are still Red Bull, particularly Max, and the McLaren are very, very, very fast." Hamilton remarked on the team's efforts, stating that the W15 has evolved significantly. He noted, "From Bahrain, where the car felt terrible, we've made huge progress in fine-tuning and optimizing the aero package. This team has always been good at adding performance, but figuring out where to place it has been the challenge with this generation of cars. Now, the engineers have done an amazing job." He acknowledged the fierce competition, saying, "Red Bull, especially Max and McLaren, are still very fast, but will definitely take today's result. Mid-season development is a pivotal factor that often dictates team performance for the rest of the campaign and lays the groundwork for the next season. Currently, Mercedes is on an upward trajectory. According to James Allison, the team's technical director, their development path is promising with more advancements on the horizon. The recent upgrades have been hitting the mark, beginning with the introduction of a new front wing at Monaco. Subsequent rounds saw a series of fresh components, optimizing the W15's performance. After spending the start of 2024 mixing and matching different specifications, it was after this round that James Allison understood which configurations to use. These changes also resolved previous inconsistencies in wind tunnel data, boosting the team's confidence as they look ahead. Do you think Mercedes can maintain their momentum and challenge Red Bull for the championship this season? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, goodbye for now.